Shalom to the hopefully elect out there. All right, this lesson is entitled "People Are Just Dropping Dead." Do you know why? And if you know why, don't say it on the comment board. You don't need to say why. All right, we're gonna use some different phrases in this video. The phrase I'm gonna use is the Squid Game. Okay, the Squid Game. If you played Esau's Squid Game, that's just a code word. If you played Esau's Squid Game, a lot of people now that played the Squid Game are just dropping dead. And why are you dropping dead? It's because you didn't heed the warning that was sent unto you. The Lord, especially the Israelites, but we told the whole world. That's why our videos was getting taken down. That's why they was, deleting our pages, taking our videos down, because we were warning people of the dangers of playing the Squid Game, right? And if you're in the know, you're in the know. If you don't know, don't, hey, brother, that you really talk about? Look, if you can't get it, that's too bad. Okay? If you can't get it, that's too bad. The brothers that watch Great Millstone, the sisters that watch GMS, you know what we talking about. We told you not to fuck with this devil. We told you not to trust him, right? And you had Israelites, General Yohana, which is the ISUPK, and then you had Bishop Nate, IUIC, telling their congregations to trust the devil, to play his Squid Game, right? They told him that. And Bishop Nate revealed when he got sick and he came back from his illness, he said, in his videos that he was doing, he probably didn't even mean to tell it, but he said that more than 20 people in his congregation dropped dead. He didn't say it exactly like that, but he revealed that more than 20 people in the IUIC just dropped dead. You know why they dropped dead? Because they played the Squid Game. They listened. Now, at first, Bishop Nate said there was a nurse in his congregation that said she needed to play the Squid Game in order to keep her job. And then he told her, if that's what you got to do it. Then he made a reference to, he said he played the Squid Game so he could go to Africa. A different Squid Game dealing with a different squid, if you want to say it that way. And it's kind of silly, but it is what it is. You know what we're saying. I'm not going to use the same terms we've been using. You were listening to the devil. You were listening to the devil, right? You know what we're talking about. What does this mean?
Shalom, shalom. First off, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash, Yahweh being the true name of the Heavenly Father, Yahushai being the name of his only begotten Son, who the world eagerly calls God, and Jesus Christ. I want to give double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and touch the truth and will well. And salutations to hopefully person is truth and honesty and sincerity. This is Billy Yahusap, because you know this is Spirit Power Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. And this is just words of wisdom. This is basically going into some points, a key point of this elders video. He was definitely talking about, what people they had to get in their bodies to be able to function in society and keep their jobs and go on and so forth. They had to get poked and things like that. And it was interesting on how he used his words to be able just to bring out this message, to avoid Esau's taking down of certain platforms, and still got the point across. But you have to really be knowledgeable in what's going on in the world and be up to, quote unquote, knowing and understanding conspiracies and know exactly what he's referring to, and watching the Israelites and being in the truth to know what he was actually speaking about. And for us, it's common sense. It's straight to the point, straightforward, but if you come across somebody that is not in the truth, knows nothing about being an Israelite, and knows nothing about quote unquote conspiracy theories, if they watch CBS News and CNN News faithfully, that's their main source of information, they will not know what the hell he's talking about. And you know what? That is the exact same way that Yahushai and his prophets taught the scriptures when they spoke in parables. You have to understand that we had to bring the word out to those that were destined to receive it. And at this point, the word is only given to those that are destined to receive it. Everybody else that's a part of this world that accepts everything that the news tells them to do, except everything that the doctors tell them to do, so on and so forth. They went ahead and got in line. They're going to take the, what in their hand and their forehead. They're lost. They will be clueless. But those that know, they know. So, Spirit leads me to Book of Matthew, chapter 13. Okay. Going into parables, and this is the importance of needing teachers in this truth. You can't just open up the Bible, get a little bit of knowledge, and take the little bit of knowledge that you know and think all of a sudden you can just be this puzzle master. And you can just discover things in the Bible and you found something new. Proclaim it to be a doctrine and then start to teach it. And then you fall away from the brothers that taught you. And you begin to scoff and scorn and come up with all these off-the-wall breakdowns. Because you don't have the understanding. Trust in the men that have gotten years of understanding and this truth to initially get the breakdowns, okay? You need you need prophets to teach these parables unto you. Because a lot of these scriptures is deep mysteries, man. There's still breakdowns we're waiting to hear from our apostles and elders that we still don't quite have yet. It's the book of Matthew, chapter 13, verse 1. The same day went Yahushua out of the house and sat by the seaside. And great multitudes were gathered together unto him, so that he went into a ship and sat, and the whole multitude stood on the shore. And he spake many things unto them in parables, saying, Behold, a sower went forth to sow. Before we go on further, let's just go ahead and get this definition of parable real quick. Okay. Parable, a simple story used to illustrate a moral or spiritual lesson, as told by Jesus and the disciples. Let's see if we got a little bit more. Okay, we can go with that. It's a pretty good definition. Okay. A simple story used to illustrate a moral lesson. Okay, so it's a story. And you pick apart the story to understand what the message is talking about. Okay. It says Middle English from Old French parabole, from an ecclesiastical Latin sense, discourse, allegory of Latin parabola, comparison. Okay, so that's another thing. To compare. Using one word to compare of what it actually means. Okay, moral attitude or a story, fictive story that illustrates a moral attitude or religious principle. All right, there you go. So let's go on and see on how he uses parables to teach this message. It says, verse 3, and he spake many things unto them in parables, saying, Behold, a sower went forth to sow. And when he sowed, some seeds fell by the wayside, and the fowls came and devoured them up. Some fell upon stony places, where they had not much earth, and forthwith they sprung up, because they had no deepness of earth. And when the sun was up, they were scorched, because they had no root. They withered away. And some fell among thorns, and the thorns sprung up and choked them. But other fell into good ground, and brought forth fruit, some 100-fold, some 60-fold, some 30-fold. Who hath ears to hear, let him hear. And when the disciples came and said unto him, Why speakest thou unto them in parables? Okay, so he's just initially, this is the way he spoke to the people. Straightforward. That was his message. Walked. And if you're a person that's in the truth and the know, you know that he's talking about those that have been planted to teach the word. Okay? And you got some that teach the word, and they either are successful or they fail. And it goes a little bit into reasons why they fail, because they're not rooted enough. Okay? They're not solid enough. Not grounded. Initially, right there. That's for those that are in the know. His disciples understood. But those that didn't, the messages went over their heads, because it's not meant for everybody. We'll read on further. It says, and he answered and said unto them, because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it is not given. There you go, man. It's not given for everybody. And on this side, in today's day and age, it ain't given for everybody to understand the truth. If a nigga don't want to get it, we moving on. Like our elder said, man. You know? You just gotta know when to keep it moving. You know? After two or three admonitions, the scriptures say, reject. All right? And right now, you know, when it comes to the Kool-Aid, you know, the Squid Game that Elder was referring to in that video, you know, that's talking about the you know what? The C, you know, the C19, and what was required everybody to run and go take it. Those are in the know the dangers that came with it. And they chose not to be with it. They didn't drink the Kool-Aid. Okay? Those that were not in the know, what happened? All of a sudden, you're getting reports of many people mysteriously just dropping dead out of nowhere. All right. And we have to, in order to be able to give the warnings out nowadays and to teach people about it, we got to speak the way Yahweh Shai spoke, in parables. Why? Because our enemies are seeking to try to take away the warnings. So we're trying to put out there for as long as it can until they do what they're going to do anyway and take it down. Evidence of that, I'm preaching from a platform, a channel that is a backup. My main page is GMS Spiritual Warfare 2. That just got flagged. I can't teach on there. Why? Because of the algorithms and things that Esau is doing. So in order for us to keep these lessons out for you as long as possible, we teach in parables. That's why you need teachers, man. Because if you don't have someone to break down the parables, like Yahweh Shai is going to break down this parable he's speaking about, you just won't get the understanding. That's why you got to get the understanding of what Gentiles is within the scriptures. In some cases, Gentiles is talking about actual heathens that are non-Israelites. And other parts of the scriptures just referring to Gentiles that are actually Israelites, Hellenistic Jews. Okay? So you got to know with that parable on how to break down what John 3:16 is really talking about. It's really talking about he's coming for Israelites, the world of Israelites, not the whole world of every single nationality nation in this current society. You need prophets to break down that parable to you. But moving on forward. Okay, verse 10. And the disciples came and said unto him, why speakest thou unto them in parables? He answered and said unto them, because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it is not given. For whosoever hath, to him shall be given, and he shall have more abundance. But whosoever hath not, for him shall be taken away even that he hath. Therefore speak I to them in parables, because they seeing see not, and hearing they hear not, neither do they understand. Okay, so you have some people that are just not going to get it and don't care to get it and don't want to see it and don't want to understand. So it's better just to speak in code, and those that are true sincere will be listening and saying, oh, that was deep. I know exactly what you're talking about. And they get it. Okay? Verse 13. Therefore, speak I to them in parables. Okay? It says, because they seeing see not, and hearing they hear not, neither do they understand. And in them is fulfilled the prophecy of Esaias, which saith, by hearing ye shall hear, and shall not understand, and seeing ye shall see, and shall not perceive. For this people's heart wax gross, and their ears are dull of hearing. Right, man. We've been given warnings about exactly about what this government's doing and requiring people to take. Are hard-headed. They do what they want to do anyway. And their eyes have they closed. Same thing with the prophecy of Revelation 13 and 16, the mark of the beast. We tell you exactly what's going on with that. Been telling you that for a long time. Now, all of a sudden, within this past 2 years, strategically, they have attempted to take down all videos we put up that's talking about that. And all of a sudden, you got Elon Musk coming out with a public demonstration of the Neuralink implant. And we've been warning you about that tech that goes in the head for how long? So now that it's out and it looks enticing and they're going to see all the miracles that's done by it, they're advertising, they're seeing what's going on, what people got in their hands and are using to buy stuff in Sweden. You know, the thing they put in people's wrists to make purchases, get on planes and trains, unlock doors, open their cars. You know, people are going to be flocking to go get it. And their ears going, they ain't trying to hear what we say. Not going to perceive and understand. But we see. It says, for this people's heart is wax gross, and their ears are dull of hearing, and their eyes have closed, lest at any time they should see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and should understand with their heart, and should be converted, and I should heal them. But blessed are your eyes, for they see, and your ears, for they hear. So it's blessed that we're blessed to actually understand the warnings. And we see it. And I'm looking on the Apostles' comment board, man, our elders' comment board, and you're seeing all the people that get it, you know. But all those people is actually extremely few in number compared to the masses that are flocking to take the stuff, you know. So it's a blessing that we see when we got the warning, we're protected. It says, for verily I say unto you that many prophets and righteous men have desired to see those things which ye see, and have not seen them, and to hear those things which ye hear, and have not heard them. So the prophecies, the actual things that we're experiencing today in the end times, you had men of old thousands of years ago talking about the very things that we're experiencing right now. They didn't see it back then. They passed away of old age or passed away of being martyrs, of being tortured for the truth, and never actually got to see it. But we're seeing these things. We're seeing World War III. We're seeing the MOTB, Revelation 13 and 16. Okay? We're seeing the plagues return again, as before. We're seeing the famines, the pestilences. It says, verse 18, hear ye therefore the parable of the sower. So now he goes into breaking down what he was actually talking about. And did he break it down to the public? Nope. He broke it down to his disciples that inquired on why he didn't reveal the straight up answer to the public. Now he's breaking it down privately to his disciples. Verse 19. When anyone heareth the word of the kingdom and understand it not, then cometh the wicked one and catch away that which is sown in his heart. This is he which received the seed by the wayside. But he that receiveth the seed on the stony places, the same is he that heareth the word, and anon with joy receive it. So to hear it, they're glad, happy to get it. Okay? happy to get the word, happy to get the truth of being an Israelite and what comes with the truth, right? It says, yet he not root in himself. So they just listen because it sounds good. But they don't really truly believe or truly care. They're not rooted. It says, but dureth for a while, for when tribulation or persecution ariseth because of the word, by and by he is offended. He also that received the seed among the thorns is he that heareth the word, and the cares of the world and the deceitfulness of the riches choke the word, and he becometh unfruitful. So you got some people that can't let go of the world. Okay? You got some people that get offended because they don't want to deal with the trouble that comes with it, the difficulty of being an Israelite and following the truth sincerely and believing until death. They get offended. No, I ain't got to do that shit. That's what they think. You know? Or you come across somebody that just can't let go of the cares of the world. Can't let go of the marriages, the visual aspect of that, the money, cars, clothes, you know, the women, the houses, the spotlight, being looked at, being bigged up, appraised among men. Cares of the world. Okay? That was a seed that was among the thorns he was talking about. So they get swallowed by those cares and fall out the truth. Salakia. And then it says, verse 23, but he that receives seed into the good ground is he that heareth the word and understandeth it, which also beareth fruit and bringeth forth some 100-fold, some 60, some 30. So then you got those that hear the word, love the word, receive the word, and then are rooted in it. They deeply believe in it. And then they go and teach it. And when they teach it, that somebody else that accepts it sincerely and grows as well, that's considered a fruit. Okay? So then you bear fruit and bring forth fruit, some 100-fold, some 60, some 30. It sets a chain reaction. All right, so that's the good seed. So again, this is talking about those that are believers and those that are teachers of what this parable of sowing the seeds it was talking about. So there you have it, man. And he goes into another parable here. You know, we can say that one for another lesson. You know, we've been going for a little bit of a minute here. But, you know, just wanted to bring that point. You know, and because I was meditating on it, like, you know what, wow, the way we have to teach in our lessons and the things we have to say, you know, in order just to get the message out to where it isn't taken down, we've really been unknowingly learning on how to teach in parables. Because if we were to write down our accounts of freaking out this word, you know, for the future, for brothers to read in the scriptures of the accounts and on how we taught and what was going on, you know, some of the exact words that what things that we were saying would be literally written down the way we said it. And then other people in the future looking back would look back and read it and be like, what were they talking about? That doesn't make any sense. I thought Kool-Aid was a drink. You know, I thought the Squid Game wasn't that a Netflix movie? You know? And that's the same way today when we read the scriptures, man. We read the scriptures, when you get breakdowns, you got to know exactly what it was really talking about. But the Lord is beautiful because he sets up men to actually break it down to you in plain language. Like Yahweh Shai just broke down his own parable in plain language. We break it down to you as well. And it's up to you to accept that breakdown and be grounded in it. Or you can take it and try to flip it later on because you get upset because you get kicked out. You know, you got a lot of cats that are doing that right now. And you got whole congregations that have been established behind that, such as Sakari, such as IUIC. And now, you know, IUIC, their congregation, they taught their congregation that it was okay for some of them to go take the Squid Game. 20 plus members all of a sudden died. 20 plus members? 20 plus. They also teach their congregation it's okay to take the micro hip that's coming out, if you know what I'm referring to. The little device the size of a grain of rice that they're going to put in people's hands and their foreheads. They've already said that there's no such thing as that. And then they're going to go ahead and say it's okay to take it if you need to keep your job and so on and so forth. But what did Revelation 13 say and Revelation 14 say? It's strictly warned against it, you know. Hey, but those cats, they fall into that category, you know. In this parable, when he was breaking down, which part was that here that applied to them? Okay, it says this is Matthew 13:22. He that also receiveth seed among thorns, he that heareth the word and cares of the world and deceiveth of riches choke the word. Okay, so the cares of the world and wanting riches and things like that have choked that congregation. So a lot of them took sellouts and took payouts from agents of Esau, Edom, to teach a specific thing, contrary to the scriptures. And they got paid to do that. You know, so they're a part of that seed that is going to get withered away. And those that are in the know and hear the warnings that we've been warning y'all about this stuff that a lot of people got. All of a sudden you got masses of people mysteriously just passing away. Well, we're at the point now we're speaking to you heavily in parables because you guys try to come after us for trying to warn you. And those who are in the know, they know they continue to be blessed, continue to get the more warnings. And they're good, man. They'll be good, you know. But hey, man, Lord's willing, this lesson's edifying. Just wanted to speak on the topic of parables because that's an important topic to understand. The scriptures is written full of parables. Genesis is heavily in parables. You really got to have the understanding with that. And you're going to have to need help for those breakdowns. Don't try to get the stuff on your own. Okay, seek to the apostles and elders. I'm going to say a great millstone, man, because they have the 100% truth to get the understanding and to get the proper warnings. You know, the parables is there, but we also are giving it to you in plain language as well. So with that, I'm going to close out. Give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kakadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders, a great millstone, Natasha, truth and will well, and citation to you, hopefully, truth, and all honesty, sincerity. Shalom.